This is the comparison between the M60 Lewis gun and minigun. The minigun will be mostly left out, honestly, because it doesn't really compete right now. The M60 has 70 rounds and does 20 damage per bullet, which means it has a mag potential of 1,400 damage. The Lewis has 47 rounds and has just 22 damage per bullet with 47 rounds inside of its magazine. That means it has a damage potential per mag of 1,034 damage. This is not including headshots, which actually happen a lot more with these than you'd think, just based on sheer volume of bullets. At close range, the Lewis is better. I know that sounds crazy, but the Lewis is kind of better at close range. The M60 is easier to control and therefore normally better at long range for most people. As a Lewis main, I find that the Lewis is better in both situations, but I do have some bias having hit Diamond 3 times with the Lewis. So by time to kill, the Lewis is just straight up worse. It has a same for light, a slower on medium, and a slower on heavy. But it does have one thing that is very clearly better. It has a higher headshot multiplier. But even with that thing, it's still slower. I understand why they did this. The Lewis has been very dominant over the M60 forever. Just at all times throughout the entire history of the game. From closed beta 1 to now, the Lewis has been better. So I appreciate them making the M60 viable. The real issue is you can't have one that's good without it being better than the other. This is the issue with having guns that are so close. This is why, if you notice, it's always been 11, M11, or XP. Or now it's the ARN or XP. You can't have both be viable because they fill the same niche. One will just be better at that niche. So the real they're doing is a mistake by adding the minigun, which if you want to look at it, it technically beats them in time to kill. The real, how you add wind up, then it just loses in every situation. That's why I would consider it a non-factor. The minigun does have its moments. It has a ridiculous time to kill on lights, but lights also have a ridiculous time to kill on you when you're sitting stationary. So that's why I'm not really including it in here. So the pros of the Lewis gun are a bigger headshot multiplier and more damage per bullet. The pros of the minigun are more bullets and a faster time to kill. The Lewis technically does do better at range though, so it's really whichever you prefer. The Lewis will have a harder recoil, the M60 will have an easier recoil, but you need to hit more bullets with the M60 to get the same kill power.